Imagine sending an email only for it to bounce back with a note saying, "Sorry, check your fridge for expired food before you can continue." Or what if your phone battery drained 1% for every expired food item hiding in your crisper drawer? And imagine if your coffee machine beeped and said, "Sorry, no coffee until you turn those sad-looking carrots into something delicious." It's funny, but it does reveal a bigger truth: the deeper impact of food waste. Did you know that globally we waste 1.3 billion tonnes of food every year? That's 1/3 of all food produced. It's crazy. It's actually in Australia, that's equivalent to throwing away 13,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Here's the kicker. According to a 2021 study by the University of Sydney, it actually found that 70% of this waste is actually avoidable. Today, I want to take you on a journey that begins with a carrot and ends with reimagining our cities. We'll discover that food is more than just a meal. We'll delve into the challenges of urban growth, the surprising psychology behind our relationship with food, and how we can learn from these insights. But before we dive in, ponder this. What if we rebrand food? What if food was more than just sustenance, but a powerful tool for social change? So let's begin with the challenges of urban growth. Cities have gone from small, close-knit communities to sprawling urban hubs, home to 55% of the world's population. A figure expected to rise to 68% by 2050, according to the United Nations. As cities have grown, so has their complexity. They've adapted to meet the needs of their cities, but what if now it's actually food's turn to evolve? As a fifth-generation farmer turned urbanite, I've witnessed firsthand the gaps between our city dwellers and our food sources. My background in hospitality and business has opened my eyes to the endless amounts of food waste. Coupled with my studies in social change and development, and later an MBA in social impact, I've spent a decade working with businesses, large corporates, community organisations, and schools to basically get a great cross-section of our city to grasp how we all work and can work together. This journey led me to creating Feedback Organic, a non-profit organisation designed around building community-inclusive circular food systems that scale. What that actually means is we're all about running urban farms in cities that work with amazing partners to divert food waste into food through nutrient-rich compost, basically use this compost on urban farms in cities, and then importantly, get us all involved, especially in co-designing the next version of our cities. Picture this. A sunny day here in Newcastle, a group of excited local 3-year-olds, wide-eyed with wonder, roaming around one of our farms, harvesting one of their first carrots. But intriguingly, that day as well, it wasn't just the kids experiencing this for the first time. It was a great day. Their teachers, grown adults, were experiencing this for the first time as well. This moment crystallised something for me. These accessible urban farm sites aren't just about growing food. They're about bridging generational gaps, connecting us to the very essence of what sustains us. But let's zoom out for a second. We've made convenience the centerpiece of our lives. Food delivery at the click of a button. Groceries at your doorstep before you've even remembered you've ordered them. But what if instead of making things a little easier, the next big idea is actually making things a little harder, but in a good way? Hear me out. Let's take a trip back to the 1950s. Betty Crocker, a household name in baking, launched a cake mix that revolutionised home baking. All you had to do was add water, stir, and bake. It seemed perfect, right? But surprisingly, it flopped. Why? Because people felt disconnected from the process. They wanted to be part of creating something, even if it was just adding an egg. So, Betty Crocker adjusted the recipe, ensuring that we all added our egg, and sales soared. This phenomenon, known as the Ikea Effect, shows that we value things more when we put effort into creating them. A 2012 study published by the Journal of Consumer Psychology found that people are willing to pay 63% more for something they've put effort into creating versus something like a pre-assembled piece. And it's not just about furniture. A study by the University of Texas found that when we're involved with food prep, we're more likely to make more healthy, nutritional decisions. This concept applies perfectly to urban food systems. When we're involved with growing our own food, we're less likely to waste it and more likely to appreciate it. But fast forward to today, we have pre-peeled oranges wrapped in plastic. We've officially taken a perfectly packaged product and repackaged it. It's great, but it does make you wonder, what opportunities are we missing when we make things this convenient? Do we really need to engage in how to grow food? I think we do. And in the context of the Ikea effect, we're possibly at the brink of something amazing. Now, let's circle back to our original question. What if we rebranded food? What if food was more than something you just gobbled up at every meal? What if it was actually a tool or if a means for actually solving some of our city's toughest problems? I believe that food is that tool. Food is the adaptive platform for change. It's the common connector. It's the lever that is the leveler. It's the thread that runs through most, if not all, of the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals, from zero hunger to sustainable cities, from responsible consumption to climate action. Food touches them all. And reimagining food's role means seeing it as more than just calories on a plate. It's a means of addressing climate change. For instance, a study done by Project Drawdown ranks reducing food waste as the third most effective tool to reducing or to combating climate change, with the potential to reduce 70 gigatons of CO2 by 2050. In Australia and around the world, we're seeing some game-changing developments, from commercial food waste mandates being launched all across, to new sustainability reporting standards requiring all large corporations to report on their environmental impact, which is so good. These changes are the crucial levers we're using to drive systemic change. But how do we use these changes to create lasting impact? This is where the concept of a centre of excellence for community-inclusive circular food systems begins. It's quite a mouthful, so we've aptly named it the Urban Agora. The Urban Agora brings together diverse stakeholders to address urban food challenges through practical, immersive engagement, research and tech-driven solutions. This centre is how we use food as the next evolution of our cities. It's 2028. The Urban Agora has become a global beacon for sustainable urban development. Our flagship project, Circular Quay, has revolutionised the city's food system. TikTok's headquarters now boasts a rooftop farm that provides produce directly to its cafeteria, amassing an amazing online presence and following. Canva's new sustainability suite helps businesses visualise their circular food impact. Arc Entotech's amazing black soldier fly technology, now a staple in office and apartment buildings, processes all of this food waste and sends it straight back into rooftop farms and apartment growing spaces. The city's food waste has reduced by 60% and cut the corporate carbon footprint by 25%. The centre's crowning achievement is the Urban Agora, a physical space where visitors and all of us can engage and witness the entire circular food system. From amazing innovations from waste processing to high-tech vertical farming, to community feasts prepared by local chefs who are sending this food back to people in need. It's become a melting pot where an impact investor might brainstorm with a community leader around sustainable financing for future urban ag projects. By tapping into the unique strengths of each industry, we can collectively build an inclusive food system that's not only designed and sustainable, but also includes all the people who live, work, and eat within it. Many corporate volunteering programs already exist where employees from large organisations come on down to an urban ag site and get engaged in urban farming and harvesting. And this is an amazing first step, but I think we can go so much deeper. These moments of hands-on involvement are the perfect entry point to engage stakeholders in a co-design process. Not just to actively get involved in their hours, but also actively shape the future of our food system. And this model isn't just theoretical. It builds on the work we've been piloting for years with cities and communities, along with so many other people. We've seen firsthand how bringing diverse stakeholders together can lead to amazing transformative solutions. So let's return to our original question. Can we rebrand food? Yes, we can. And the way to do that is to actually bring it into our community. I encourage you all to be a part of this journey, whether you're one of the top minds driving change, whether you're just someone who enjoys food, which I hope is all of us. You have a role to play. Let's turn our cities into giant, delicious Ikea projects. We'll assemble sustainable communities piece by piece, carrot by carrot, and trust me, the sense of accomplishment when we're all done will be way better than any flat pack furniture high five. Thank you.